Hello. It's been a long time since I've done this, but I figured that since I'm looking at finally continuing the story, I may as well stream it and get my reactions out there. It hasn't been as much as you would think at level 99 at this point. I haven't been playing a whole. I did want to start in on episode in time. I started it and then I realized that autosave was like the platinum demo autosave that thing. So we're just gonna load my game here, and I will have to deal with episode Gladiolus later. So this is kind of a grand experiment because I finally have internet at my apartment. Um, I haven't moved or anything. This is my work apartment, my work proximity home base, or employment proximity home base, and I've been spending so much time here that I ended up just getting internet because otherwise I was tethering through my phone plan and that got so expensive that internet was just cheaper. So, we will see how this actually comes through because there are like 3 cable lines in this place and I don't know who else is on this one. But the reason that I'm looking at continuing the story is because I've realized that I've hit a brick wall when it comes to my ability to upgrade and even gain new weapons because I still am on the Sword in the Waterfall, which is what we're going to be looking at doing, and to be quite honest, after having done some research on Final Fantasy Wiki, is again a great place to go and find out anything you want to know. I have determined that my ability to upgrade anything further than I already have is limited by my progress in the story, so we're just going to do a little preparation here. Let's see here. Where is the nearest campground? Is that seriously it there? That's a parking spot. There's no reason to go up there. Can't access that area yet, unfortunately. Seriously, where is the nearest parking spot? Or not parking spot, but campground. Looks like that's it. So, we'll do that.
Everything in order?
Yep.
Actually.
Man, it's hot.
Hot. More like sweltering.
Let's see which one is actually closest to my actual destination here. Because I've got some new dishes that I want to see what I can do with them. Where is the Sword in the Waterfall? I believe this is it right here. So the nearest to that would actually be this right here.
Ready when you are, Ignis.
Off we go. Let's.
So I've gotten into the habit of not worrying too hard about what I can do because I'm at a point where the enemies that are spawning at night are well within my ability to manage. Iron Giants were scary before, now they're just kind of, hey, an Iron Giant. Because I'm officially level 48 across the board. So and I could apply that EXP and maybe get to level 49, but the fact of the matter is that I'm just completely destroying everything that's coming my way, more or less. Although I have gotten a few interesting things. Cape Kime apparently has a giant lobster enemy, or some sort of like harlequin shrimp or something like that. It's big, it's got the scary music to it, but I actually was able to take it, and it was kind of a cool enemy, and I got a new recipe from defeating it, so I'm calling that all good. The Regalia, of course, has been changed from the Pixel to the Golden Chocobo because I wanted to travel like a rich boy in a gold vehicle. Unfortunately, you can see that, well, like up close, there's some pixelation going on with some of these decals, which is disappointing, really, considering you're seeing it like this, like, all the time. It doesn't actually reflect anything. It makes a good attempt at faking reflecting the big stuff, like the sky and stuff, but I actually find that kind of interesting, because rather than programming actual ray casting style reflection into it, they just kind of faked it, and, you know, most people probably wouldn't notice, except for, like, me pointing it out here. But you can see it reflects like sky, and it still has lighting on it like everything else. It just doesn't actually have the mirror reflection like one would have hoped for a gold vehicle. Other than that, like, I don't know if it's new or if they made some changes, but I've been noticing some great stuff about the rain effects with this thing. The windshield wipers actually, it's not a photorealistic effect, but the windshield wipers actually do change the texture of the windshield when it's raining. They will wipe it away, and then it'll slowly just kind of bubble up. So, I mean, it kind of just flattens what's bubbled up and that kind of stuff. But if you actually look at the back end of the car here, when it's raining, you'll actually see that they worked in things like
should be a nice change of pace.
Having a bit of it streaked down, like as an animation thing. And where, oh, where is this? Must be very close here.
Huh?
Is that literally it right there? I bet that's literally it. Woohoo! Literally it right there. A couple of other changes. I got sick and tired of having to go and find multiple energy deposits, so I broke down and finally just bought the first in the line of drawing more out of them, which I didn't see as a real problem before, but I somehow managed to get like 5 flasks to my name at this point, and it's like, where did these all come from? So...
Man, that hurts.
Another headache. This is not normal.
Come on, it should be like right here. Here it is. So I'm just gonna absorb some light in here. Start rebuilding my stock in that. Otherwise, like, some of the water effects that I wasn't able to see before was just... let's see here. Out of curiosity, nope, it's still 99. Actually, that's only my limit. You know what? Let's see. There should be a fire and an ice right over this way. If I can actually draw more, that might be seriously useful, because it didn't seem like I was actually able to draw more than normal out of there. Huggins, let's see here, spears and ice, which is great because I've got the ice spear equipped. Let's take him out.
Brilliant. No big deal. That's that.
Back to it.
Right.
I am just kind of ridiculously powerful at this point, and I wouldn't have it any other way.
Wow, the color's amazing.
There we go. There's the ice. Let's see if I can actually breach 99. Nope, it apparently still only goes up to 99, which is super disappointing. Because buying that skill does not seem to have appreciably increased what I can suck out of those. Gonna stick around here maybe a little bit, do something maybe pseudo-constructive, and maybe kill some enemies while I ramble here. As always, I create a lot more than I consume in terms of media, and I can talk a little bit about what I've been doing. I'm actually kind of creating sort of a pigeon language for the purposes of one of my games.
Tread lightly.
And, got some good stuff going with that. I'm very happy.
The Prince of Pain.
Yep.
Watch yourself, Noct.
I know.
Most of the languages in that game are
This sounds like you're having fun.
ciphers mapped incorrectly because I'm not that generous. But things like using different alphabets and that kind of stuff, again, mapped incorrectly because I'm not that generous. But this is one of the few languages within that title that actually, every word actually means something. So and getting some of those things out there has been just even the basics, you know, color, taste.
What can we get?
Never fear, Prompto's here. Gotta love it.
Did I do the thing, or... I hate to say it, having been out of this game for as long as I have been, I don't know how to do things anymore.
Pronto! Stay on your...
So, I mean, with those little challenges, like, I don't know if I'm doing this right or wrong, or... Oh, hey, there's some dudes. Okay. Again, Libra scanning these guys because... I get more powerful for each one I can.
That was close.
Let's see some gravis here. This is the first time I'm using
special
it.
coming up.
That actually seems like it could be really useful. Is it over? It's over.
Onward. Yep.
I actually looked through the data log, and the data log is not the same as the data log. There's a bestiary, which is nice. Like, give me a bestiary any day. This one actually is really nice because the first enemy of a type you defeat, it tells you about all of them, even the ones you haven't encountered yet. Which is just 7 different kinds of awesome, don't get me wrong. Trying to figure out which ones you did defeat is a little more difficult because some of them have significantly nicer rewards befitting their significantly higher level, but... otherwise... Did something respawn? Where are they? Hey, there they are.
Some heads in. Know it. I'm in.
Ooh, a headback.
That was disappointingly not working. That's some English there. Let's see.
I'm going all out.
I got the skill that replenishes my,
You want to talk?
wait timer for defeating an enemy, which is aces, really.
Let's go.
Yep.
Some of the things that actually have been added to the Ascension since I was last on the air are really nice. The ability to play as the others, and the fact that I had gotten... Where's that? These abilities, it actually came in an update ages ago at this point, and I actually got them, but I hadn't played any of the DLCs yet, so I decided to kind of hold off because I'm comfortable with Noctis. Noctis has some good abilities. They've got some interesting abilities as well, but it's one of those things that until I actually play through their individual DLCs, I'm not going to remember I even have them. And it's not going to be particularly advantageous for me to be learning in the middle of a battle. I mean, again, I can handle it at this point, but I'd rather kind of get tutorialized in it a little bit better, because I actually did kick it off, and I didn't end up saving, but it's just like, hey, yeah, they play exactly like in the DLC. That's your instruction. It's like, what do you mean? Like, the very much assumes you've played the DLC first. So, and the DLC amuses me because it's like, hey, this assumes that you finished the game or at least have gotten to a certain point, which is like, okay. Including the online one, which I am actually kind of interested in. But it's just like, hey, do you want to return to the title? And you have to actually say, no, I don't want to return to the title. It does everything it can to save you from yourself when it comes to spoilers, which on one hand is
I got
really...
this. You just sit back and watch how it's done.
Bet I could show you a thing or two.
Well then, by all means.
You can see how fast my bar is building at this point because of various factors.
Let's move.
One, two, link strikes. Where
Get
we
back!
go? Hey.
Knocked rules! One shot!
Not. Back me up.
Uh-huh.
Impressive.
That sounds done. Never knew what hit.
Hey, 20 AP, I will take that. I actually had to look up on Final Fantasy Wiki how to do half of this stuff. This is gonna hurt.
Eyes forward.
Oh, sorry about that.
Can I go into wait mode? I messed up. Okay, who's closest? I still have no idea how to do cross change. That one has been coming up a lot.
I'm impressed. It's nothing.
Outstanding. No.
Yep.
No use hanging around here.
I don't think I actually got that. It's like, hey, warp strike can inflict a chain, and it's like, I keep on warp striking, but I don't know how close those guys have to be to accomplish what it wants me to accomplish for that thing. I was really self-conscious at first, but you know what, like, it's an apartment, the walls are made of paper, whatever, but you know, kind of getting into this and just talking and rambling, I'm feeling a lot more comfortable streaming now. I like that. It kind of feels good to be able to do this kind of thing. I'm going to, like I said, maybe kill some stuff around here, see if I can maybe get a level out of it, because I only need like 4,000 more EXP for everybody to level. The fact that everybody's gotten out
Care
of
to hear my plan?
they have is just...
Give me the short version.
Brilliance cannot be summarized, I'm afraid.
Alrighty. Which one is furthest away? That guy looks fine.
Watch out!
Hey.
Knocked!
Oh.
Prompto! Okay! Nothing goes, you like that? Solid! Here we are.
Down with this.
Get back!
Why is this not? Why is this not registering all of the breaking that I've been
Another one
doing?
out!
Like, seriously.
None the worse for wear.
Okay, anybody who sees this, just like in the comments or something, did you not see all of those breaks that I did and it just did not register anything? I do not understand why it was not taking that. That's the thing is that, again, like, having been out of it for so long, I'm not entirely sure what all of the new rules and terminology that's been added is. Like, it's just kind of a pain, really, because, like, hey, you know, do this to do this. Okay, so I'm gonna do step A, and then why is this not doing, you know, what you want it to do? I mean, things like link strikes are just like,
Totally.
you know, because I mean, it's one of those things that, like, link strikes are just like, hey, okay, that's a thing that can be done, but back in the, you know, episode Dusky demo, it was like, oh, hey, you know, here's a giant glowing circle, and then you just have to do, you know, some timed button mashing sequences, and it's like, sure, why not? I think the circle still works in here, or at least it used to, but I have not seen that golden circle going to, you know, an enemy in really since I picked this game back up a few days ago. I mean, it's just, I don't know what I'm doing wrong, if I'm doing anything wrong, and quite frankly, some of these battles are just so frantic that it's easy to just not be able to see that kind of thing. Especially when you're playing it, you know, 3/4 screen on a 24-inch monitor.
Beautiful day. Totally.
But,
Last thing I need. Eyes peeled? Close. Say your prayers. Watch out!
Watch yourself now.
I know. Gladio got him.
oh hey. So that seems to be what they're doing at this point, is just dropping a bunch of Imperials on me. I don't know if it's necessarily this area, but I have been noticing it.
Enough talk. Time for some action. You're on fire.
What can I say?
Went away, and I don't know what.
Sorry about that.
I should probably get better at reading some of those messages while I have them up. That's half of my problem too, is that, like, when I'm in the middle of this kind of thing, I'm not always thinking about what the message is up. I mean, obviously it's not giving me much trouble or anything like that, but, you know, 20 AP or whatever you get out of that is still pretty generous. AP is getting to be one of those things that if you look at my Ascension, it's something that I'm starting to get into those more expensive skills at this point. But, yeah, there's a fishing mission here, which I'm not gonna do. Just gonna be honest about that. I actually like the fishing minigame, but at the same time I'm not going to spend like a whole bunch of time doing it for the purpose of a video. That
Man, it's hot.
really
Then
is...
lose the jacket.
Oh my gosh, are you guys gonna be complaining? Okay. That really is just, something that I'm gonna do more or less on what I consider my own time. Not that anybody watches this, but...
Let me give the orders this time.
Just keep it short.
Attack.
Nothing to it.
Anyway. So before I wrap up this session here, I might start a new one afterwards, but actually it's getting really hot in here, so I'm gonna need to probably make a lot more noise than I'm willing to make you all suffer through, because I do have a LG air conditioner, which is
Wanna bash some
sufficient,
heads in?
but it is very noisy.
Bashing.
But
Well, here we are. That was embarrassing. I know.
is there a third one?
Let's clean him up quick.
Put it in the books.
It's history now.
Anyway, I forgot what I was saying. So I did learn something interesting just to finish this up. So Ignis's AI actually keeps him closest to the player out of all of the party members, and his Link Strike is actually the most powerful if you're using, what is it, a Great Sword, I think it said? He actually has the most powerful one for that particular Link Strike. Well, so, but that's interesting, I think. Otherwise, yeah.
Any plan of it? All right through him. Oh, sucker. All right, you hate bugs.
Me? Yeah, can't stand them.
Same here. Icky.
Are there any more of those? Okay. I'm gonna cut this off because I'm almost at 35 minutes. Again, you know, kind of just getting to a point where I can breeze through the world is really, really nice, and not have to worry about a specific enemy, or just not have to worry about running away from battles in particular. That's kind of what I like about this. About RPGs in general, is that for the most part, I can break them. Now, if you've got something like Final Fantasy VIII, I don't go out of my way to break that kind of thing, but I do get myself pretty powerful. like, The Last Remnant actually had to make me think because all of my natural grinding tendencies
How should
really
we do
only
this?
served to hurt me in that thing. So,
Do whatever.
and I actually do like the game. I wish that it had come
Not
out for
helpful.
something other than 360 because it seemed like Square
And
was
on we go.
Yep.
putting all of their experiments under the 360 for the sake of, like, kind of testing things without too many of their standing fans actually maybe not liking the result and complaining or losing some semblance of loyalty. But I'm going to quick return to the car here. Just so I can jump down, and then I'll cut this off. But yeah, Last Remnant is actually a really good game. I like the characters. Some of them need a little more room to breathe before they really start shining. Rush is just this lovable dope. He really is an innocent guy.
We're here.
But that's not what I'm playing. I wish it had come out on PS3, but
Let's
it
call it a day.
didn't,
All right. I'm gonna pitch the tent.
and that's kind of a problem because the PC version is just awful. Like, they tried fixing things based on player feedback, but obviously their players did not understand what made things good. Come on, just next. Alright, since I'm gonna be getting serious here, I will, let me cut this off here, because I'm at 37 minutes here, and then I will find something appropriate to handle the trials ahead, not that I'll need it, and then I'll pick back up when I've got something more interesting.